thus beginning the next episode, Cold Duck.
Shh! Be very, very quiet. We're hunting Beakley.
They're lucky I don't sue for copyright infringement.
Ready, tuning forks.
So, in probably one of the strangest plot points in the show, they use a tuning fork to, well, watch. I'm sorry, but how does that work? How does a tuning fork cause a ground-shaking earthquake every time you use it? Wouldn't they be outlawed in singing lessons? But then Launchpad comes over to collect some supplies, and, of course, everybody seems to sneak aboard.
What are you doing on this plane?
Well, I was looking for the boys.
The boys?
Little tattletale.
So apparently they track him down to the Antarctic, where they come across an unhappy customer.
Yay! A walrus!
I'm the walrus.
Stay away from them, you...
It seems the writers have confused a walrus for a bull, a common mistake. And also let us know that Scrooge has been captured by an army of penguins, who also end up grabbing the boys too. Hey, as long as none of them are voiced by Martin Short, I'm good. Whoa, nice crotch shot there, guys. But don't try to outdo yourself. We all know who has the real money shot around here. Adorable. This leaves Mrs. Beakley, Webby, and a girl penguin to try and rescue them. And this is the episode I always remembered hating because, as you'd predict, it goes totally girl show here.
But how come you didn't say anything before, Skittles?
I didn't know if you'd like me. I don't have any friends back home. That's why I was out on the ice above.
We like you, Skittles.
You must. You just gave me all these beautiful colors.
So, what's so special about that?
Down here, everything's white.
Great, so we have Rainbow Bright, the Get Along Gang, and My Little Penguin. Something better blow up soon! So they dress up Webby like a penguin in order for her to get around easier. And yes, this involves covering her face completely in black makeup. Sacrifices I make for good taste. They break Scrooge and the others out of jail by, well, what else? Seriously, when did a tuning fork become the fucking BFG? But they're suddenly spotted. So the penguins send their Technodrome igloos, would that be Technogloos? To stop them.
Come on, Mr. Scrooge!
But they manage to get out as well as take the other half of the map with them. The only thing left to do is drop off their little friend.
We can't land, Skittles. We're going to have to parachute you out.
No time to explain how it works, just go! Oh, of course she makes it out fine. Which leads us to our final episode in the story arc, Too Much of a Gold Thing. Here the map leads them to the Quacka Wacka River, a tributary to the Waka Waka Nile, where they land the plane and go looking for the big treasure that's been built up all this time.
After all the trouble I've gone through, I, Scrooge McDuck, deserve this treasure.
We also get introduced to a sporadic new plot device known as Gold Fever.
I'm afraid, children, that Mr. McDuck is in the clutches of gold fever. It's when you itch for wealth so much, you forget what's important.
Wasn't that sort of his character the whole time? I mean, are they really just noticing now that Scrooge is greedy? You'd think it's just a term, too, but nope. Apparently, it's a real friggin' disease in this world.
How come Uncle Scrooge has that funny twitch?
It's the next symptom of gold fever. The gold fever is getting worse.
Is it the gold fever?
Yes, Webby.
What happened to these guys?
It was gold fever.
Boy, they really hammer this thing in, don't they? There's stages, symptoms, fatal outcomes. This is some heavy-duty shit. But for something so apparently deadly, it's also so incredibly vague. Couldn't they give more detail for something so fatal? I mean, can somebody in an under 2-minute cameo explain how gold fever really works?
Well, you see, Critic, there are several symptoms of gold fever.
Yes, as research has clearly shown.
Yes, first you develop this uncontrollable itch.
Then the loss of logic.
Cartoony circles around the eyes.
Uncontrollable urge to cry, woohoo, woohoo. The need to lick cows in prom dresses.
The bowel-bashing diarrhea. Thirst for giraffe urine.
The inability to say the word applesauce.
Accompanied by 40 days of projectile vomiting.
And then followed by a sexual fixation for Maggie Smith.
But last, but not least, herpes.
Why, thank you, doctors. I'm so much more enlightened.
Oh, we're not doctors.
So they make it to the temple with all the gold, but it turns out that if all the doors are opened, the temple will entrap them there forever. You know, what is it with lost civilizations that want to kill everybody whenever someone finds their shit? They're already dead! What are they gonna use it for?
None of you will be climbing anywhere.
But then suddenly they come across El Capitan!
I've waited 400 years for this.
400 years?
But how did you stay alive for all these years?
Sheer willpower, Nino.
Yeah. Survey says... That's what I thought.
Look! A lake of molten gold!
This is the real treasure of the Golden Sons.
But as Scrooge goes crazy with gold fever, so does El Capitan!
There's more gold down here than in all the world.
No, it's my gold.
And it turns out he too wants the gold at the bottom of the temple!
Here.
Ah!
The floor is collapsing!
Wow, this scene is incredible! They should totally overplay this in the opening credits! So Launchpad comes to save them, and the city is buried forever. But that doesn't stop El Capitan from looking for the gold!
No!
The gold is buried under a mountain of dirt.
Fool! I will dig up the gold if it's the last thing I do.
You know, has he ever thought about just getting a job? 400 years, he's never looked for a job. It seems kind of strange.
Welcome back, Uncle Scrooge.
So as the team flies away, we see that old habits really do die hard.
I heard there were gold doubloons off the coast of Java.
Did you say gold?
Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Several people almost died because of your greed. So that's the DuckTales story arc. Does it still hold up? Well, not only does it hold up, but actually, it really holds up. I mean, yeah, the story can get silly, of course, but for what it is, it does its job really, really well. The adventures are creative, the characters are memorable, the animation's really top-notch, and even the writing actually can get a few laughs, particularly when it's poking fun of Scrooge's cheapness. In today's world, there'd probably be a lot more pop-cultural references and modern spins, so it's nice to see a show that can be really good and not necessarily rely on that. It was both timeless and entertaining. And as nostalgic shows go, it's safe to say that DuckTales is pure gold! I'm the Nostalgia Critic, guy, remember? Oh hey, a tuning fork!
Interest in octopus.
Interspecies romance.
The urge to go diving headfirst into a vault full of gold, even though landing on metal that solid would probably kill you. The urge to avenge the violent deaths of your parents by dressing up like a bat.
Or dye your hair green, perhaps. The urge to wear heavy black-rimmed glasses sometimes arises.
I have very poor eyesight.
I'm working on it.
There is the inability to wear pants.
Not everybody needs to wear pants.
Acute alcoholism.
Drinking alcohol with the word gold in the name, even though it tastes disgusting. We're not real doctors.
I have a PhD in engineering. I am absolutely a doctor.
PhD? You call that a doctoral degree?
Go! gold.